I love that so many Japanese characters are getting new figures lately, and Metalhawk was at the top of my list to be redone. I've always had a fondness for the character, having briefly voiced him in an old fan dub, and wanted a modern version of him to display for a long time. So naturally, having him be a remold of the incredible Cyclonus figure, well, that's perfect, right? I had to really think about how I wanted to approach this video, because Cyclonus is so good! It actually makes Metalhawk look bad. Which is weird, because they are essentially the same toy. The funny thing is, if Metalhawk had come first, I would absolutely love this figure. His flaws wouldn't have stood out as much because I wouldn't constantly be comparing him to Cyclonus. But he didn't. So now I'm stuck with this perception that he's just an inferior version of the mold. And that's honestly not fair to Metalhawk. So let's put aside Cyclonus and just look at Metalhawk on his own. Metalhawk was originally a pretender, but to me the Autobot pretenders were weird because they tended to have human faces on the shells, and while his look was iconic, I'm honestly happy to have just the inner robot here. Metalhawk is sporting some classic hero colors, with dark blue and deep reds. He also has his signature gold on the chest and head. Well, not really gold. It's more of a creamy mustard, but I don't hate it as it looks more anime than toy accurate, and that's fine by me. What doesn't work is this cheap gray plastic that is used for several parts and accessories. I honestly hate when they use this color, because it just makes everything look like it was cast out of oatmeal. It's just not appealing. A gunmetal gray or silver would have done wonders here, but it's not the end of the world. A huge surprise for this figure was the accessories. Metalhawk not only came with his own signature blasters, but he also came with his sword. This is awesome, and helps push the identity of the toy more towards Metalhawk. This figure is posable as hell, and looks awesome wielding his weapons, ready to defend the Earth from the evil Decepticons. He transforms in a pretty satisfying way. His chest and back open up, allowing you to unfold the nose cone. His legs collapse to form the back of the jet mode, and his arms shrink in, allowing the wings to sweep out. This mode brings out more of the blue on Metalhawk, and it looks fantastic with the red on the wings and cockpit. But again, that gray. He is a very sleek jet in this mode though, and even though he does clearly look like a shrugging robot from underneath, it has barely any kibble or bloat, so I like it. I also really like how the blasters attach to the back of the plane in this mode, creating a more complete look to the rear wings, though I have some safety concerns if Metalhawk were to fire them in this position. Overall, this is still a really fun toy, and an excellent update to Metalhawk. My criticisms are coming from a place of love for the character, but also from a place of being spoiled so much by Cyclonus. The toy does a great job at what it's supposed to do, and other than the gray plastic, I probably wouldn't change much about him myself. It was clearly made with a lot of love for the character, because they didn't just slap a new head on it and call it a day. They really changed quite a bit to achieve what they did, and that's pretty commendable.